Hi, this is Cole Hamels. Welcome to the Philly Show.
Hey, everybody. Ruben Amaro Jr., Jim Salisbury, Todd Zalecki. It's the Philly Show. It's Friday, July 18th, 2025. Hope everybody is doing great during the All-Star break. We have a great giveaway going on right now in our chat BCC group chat. Think you know ball? Jimmy, you know ball? Ruben, you know
Jimmy
ball?
knows ball.
Prove it. Prove it on our trivia game for a shot at winning an authentic MLB jersey of your choice worth up to $400. Here's how to enter. Sign up at foulterritory.chat. Play trivia. Crush it at trivia, and you might win. We're picking one winner from the top 10 scorers at random. Deadline is July 20th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. You apply at midnight, you're screwed.
You're out.
So 11:59 p.m. Eastern on July 20th. There you go. Get her done.
Don't be late like Ruben was. 45 minutes late.
45 minutes tardy. Because I thought we were doing this at a different time.
Doing it at a different time.
You know what? I'm on Ruben time.
It's like Lombardi time, but different. Right?
But different.
I hope you guys enjoying the All-Star break, I hope.
I can't talk about the boating that I did, but I really enjoyed it. Chesapeake area. It was great. Went to Annapolis. We did the whole 9 yards. It was fun.
Let's keep it very. I was in northern Wisconsin at my sister and brother-in-law's house up north. We call it up here.
Up north.
Up north. First time my kids have ever been on a lake.
Wow. Wait a minute. First time they've ever been on a lake.
On a lake, yes, on a lake, and they did tubing, fishing. They had a great time. So
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, they had a blast. They did not want to leave. And I said, they're like, how come we don't have this? I said, not too many lakes. We have the shore. Don't have a shore house, though. But we had a good time. So hope everybody is doing well. Phillies resume action Friday night against the Angels, 3-game series against the Angels. And everybody, of course, is talking about the trade deadline. And I think that's kind of where we should start with the Parks first pitch. First pitch is brought to us exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Lot going on here, guys, with the trade deadline, and a lot of speculation on what the Phillies will get, what they might do. Do they go for just the closer? Do they go for a couple relievers? Do they go for a corner outfield bat? Ruben, what do you think they are going? What do you think they should do? What do you think they will do?
I think they're going to get at least one closer type reliever, and I think they're going to get another one for depth. I do believe that they're going to go for two, and they're going to be aggressive. And I understand from hearing through the grapevine that they're being very aggressive, and should be, because they have a good enough team to win the World Series. They have a talented enough team to win the World Series. They have not hit enough. I understand that, and they need to. And you got to be hopeful that the boys do step forward. But they got a rotation that really is the best, I think, in the game, and they got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, no.
And as much as we talk about the offense, to me, it's bullpen. I mean, power arm at the back, dominant arm, closer type, whatever you want to call it. Do you agree, Todd?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the bullpen just kind of scares me right now. There's just the lack of depth there, and there's too many situations. Think about that game in San Francisco, where they were really shorthanded. They had Daniel Robert pitching the 8th inning. They had to try to squeeze, get Jordan Romano to try to get his first 5-out save in at least, a couple years. And obviously that blew up in their face. And you just feel like because of Ryan, basically that all happened because one guy wasn't available, and that was Ryan Kerkering. So the whole setup got messed up. So I think they could get at least one or two more guys, at least one guy for sure, lockdown guy. And then you got to get another guy as well.
Yep. Hey, that was First Pitch, and it's presented exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino, parkscasino.com. You must be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Phillies fans, whether you're hustling on the field or having a catch with your kids, staying mobile is everything. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in with expert care and top docs. They keep the Phillies and Philly moving with 30 office and walk-in center locations across Greater Philadelphia and New Jersey. Getting world-class orthopedic care has never been easier. From injury recovery to joint care, Rothman's got you covered, because at Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is their mission. Schedule an appointment now at rothmanortho.com. So we're talking trade deadline today, and we put together a nice little list, a big list, and we're just going to run through this list, guys, and just kind of want to get your opinions on it. Did these guys give you flow, or did they give you no flow?
Ooh.
That's the question. So I'm going to run down this list.
Flow or no flow?
Just
Flow means you like it, right?
Flow means you like it. No flow means not so much. Not so much.
Right.
So just off the cuff reactions to these names. And let's start, because we got to get a closer. You got to get a late inning guy. You got to get maybe 2 late inning guys, or at least, some combination of that. So let's start at the top. A guy with an A, Aroldis Chapman.
Flow.
But he's having a great He's having a great year with Boston. Boston's in it. They won 10 in a row. Probably not going anywhere at this point. I mean, how the Red Sox can rip up their team and trade that guy away has been so important. As free agent at the end of the year, Phillies would rather have a guy they can control. Gotta like him. I think he'd be dynamite here, but I think he might be sticking right there with the Red Sox, given the way they're going.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I love the fact that he's been there, done it, and has thrown in tight situations, playoffs, won a World Series, all that stuff. He's done it all. I love that. Heavy flow. I don't think that he at this point, for me, I think you almost love to see Boston fall out of it. But now that they've traded Rafi Devers, they can't show their fans that they're out. Not in the Northeast.
Not when you win 10 in a row.
Not when
July.
you win 10 in a row and you're hot rolling in.
If the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs. All right, here we go. Righty, Felix Bautista from Baltimore. That's flow action.
Major flow.
Big flow, but I don't, the guy doesn't have the pedigree as far as, having pitched a whole lot of, postseason play, right? I think that he was he not hurt when these guys were making their runs? I think he was hurt when they were making their runs in the playoffs over the last couple of years, but that's a hell of an arm. And I would not be surprised, based on the fact that they've already done some trades with the Baltimore Orioles. I think that there is a relationship that's been built over the years. You've seen some deals get done with them. I would not be surprised if he is not wearing a red pinstripe uniform by the end of July.
Me either. I think he is like one of their top 2 targets, and I think he'd fit great here. He's got 2 more years of control, which is huge. And because you're gonna have to give up something, so you want to have him around for a couple of years. Striking out 12.8 per 9 innings. Had some control issues early coming back from injury, but he's really reeled it in late. Last 15 games, 24 strikeouts and just 6 walks. I think he's a big target. I think you're going to have to pay big for him, but I think there's a chance that he could be here in Philadelphia. And I
another heavy flow guy.
Heavy flow.
The Phillies need a guy that can get some swing and miss, get some strikeouts, and he's elite at those 2 things: getting swing and miss, getting strikeouts. Strikeout rates 97th percentile of Major League Baseball. So, and they need somebody they don't have a lot of swing and miss in this bullpen right now. They need, they need somebody that can strike some guys out when there's runners on base. Old friend Sir Anthony Dominguez,
flow.
Some flow, and I'd like to see them get both of them.
Yeah.
And then that obviously would make you feel a little bit better about, giving up the kind of talent they're going to have to give up. So
Yeah.
if I think you take on the money, you take on the talent, you give up some talent, some real serious talent. It may take 3 guys to get these 2 guys, and 3 high level guys. I'm talking about Abel, I'm talking about Miller, and you're talking about Taitt. I think that's the deal that might be able to get these guys. I think that's how heavy it's going to be.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a big no.
I might want Laureano too in that deal. You can just send a limo down to Baltimore and bring all 3 of them up.
We'll get the Ramon Laureano in a bit, Jim.
But Sir Anthony, I mean, I think we all agree it'd be great to have a dominant 9th inning guy, but have a secondary guy that can pitch, setup man, 7th or 8th inning. Sir Anthony's having a good year. He had some good years here in Philadelphia. Scuffled last year, but I think it would make some sense to me if the Phillies would want to take him back.
He has rebounded. Yeah. Again, same thing as Bautista. Elite strikeout rate, elite whiff rate, swing and miss. They need that.
So he sort of slides in that slot between Kerkering and a closer, Sir Anthony. So now you're really backing up. You're putting some depth together in that. You got some choices. Who's hot? Who's been pitching better? Now you got choices from the right-hand side of guys that can get people out in the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Guardians, Emmanuel Clase.
Strong flow.
A lot of flow, but I don't think the Indians are moving him. Our old buddy Paul Hoynes says that he is not getting moved, and Paul Hoynes has covered that club for a long time. He's pretty well plugged in, and that kind of meshes with things I've heard from people from other organizations that the Indians – he's got one of the best contracts in baseball. I hear the Indians right now, with 2 weeks to go, not moving him. If they put him out there, I'd have serious flow.
You wonder what that would cost. He's got a 2 team option, club options, he signed through 2026, and he's got club options 2027, 2028 at $10 million, which if he keeps this up, it would be kind of a bargain for the Phillies if they could get them. So you understand why the price would be high. What about right-hander Cade Smith?
Ditto.
He's under control through 2029. So talk about you having to give up some talent to get somebody like that. He ain't going to be cheap either. Right
now, hearing those guys are staying put. So
yeah.
They'd be certainly interesting. They'd give you flow, but if they're not moving, you got to move on.
What about Royals Carlos Estévez, former Philly Carlos Estévez?
I like him. Gives me medium flow. I like the fact that I have some concern about. I know he's striking out guys a little bit better rate now. I just don't know if he has the strikeout stuff that I think this bullpen needs. I'll take him. But I need somebody else to close out games. So I'll take him to pitch in the 8th, but I want somebody to close out games in the 9th.
That's a good way to look at it.
He'd be your secondary guy. There would be flow there for me. Signed for next year as well. So, I mean, that equals control, but interesting name.
Yeah, it's interesting. He was with the Phillies last year. Obviously, he had that, in the postseason, struggled in the postseason. There were some other big games where he really struggled. Not a lot of swing and miss again. So, I don't know. I guess I feel like he's been here once. If the Phillies could get him at a reasonable price, I just worry that because he's signed through next season, the Royals would ask a lot. They'd say this guy's an all-star closer. It escalates the price. I would not overpay for Carlos Estévez. I would not. I would try to go elsewhere. Again, something about his performance last year has me nervous. Would he be able to lock it down in a big spot in 2025? And they can't afford to take that risk. Mason Miller, Jim, you love Mason Miller.
I do. I would probably pay a lot for Mason Miller, but I don't, think he's available. It sounds like, they got a few good young players over there, and they want to win the ball games. They should, because they're trying to develop some people, and he's very valuable. He's got a lot of control. You'd have to come at them with like 5 guys. I'm not even sure the Phillies can do that, but if he's out there, he would give me huge flow. I'm just not sure he's out there.
I love the pitcher. I don't like the fact that he's never really pitched in the tight and has never really been there in situations where it's meaningful. And it's different from pitching, for the Sacramento A's than it is to pitch for the Philadelphia Phillies in a playoffs when you need 3 outs in the 9th inning. Love the arm. I don't know the guy's makeup as well as maybe some others do. If I knew a little bit more about the makeup and how much of a hard ass the guy was, then I might have a different opinion. But the fact that he has not been there and has not necessarily done it, and I mean done it, I'm talking about winning the games that have to be won in a playoff situation, I would have a little bit more flow.
He started off the season really rough. Remember, the Phillies actually hit him around pretty good in that 3-game series in May out in San Francisco. Since the Phillies kind of rocked him around the block there, he has a 2.00 ERA in his last 17 appearances. Wanted to mention that. And he's also under team control through 2029. Will not come cheaply. Raisel Iglesias.
He gives me a little bit of flow. I don't think the Braves would deal him in the division. Going to be a free agent, I believe. So the control thing is not there. Had a rough season. Has not had a good season. Turned it around a little bit recently. Got some bend there. Done that to him. Medium flow.
Low flow. I'll take him, but low flow and a guy that is a secondary guy for me. He actually sits lower on the poll to me than Estévez, which is weird, but that's where I am. I got him below Estévez.
I see what you're saying there, Ruben. And this is a stat. He's got a 4.42 ERA. So I just looked at some other numbers, some other metrics. He's got a 3.68 xERA, which is basically just walks, strikeouts, and expected batting average off of balls in play. So that just indicates he might have been a little bit unlucky this season with the Braves. Maybe he would be a guy, you can buy a low on and you can get something better out of him than he's been pitching in Atlanta. I don't know, but certainly other guys in that list. Anthony Bender, right-hander Anthony Bender, 2-5, 2.06 ERA, under team control through 2027.
He's doing all right down in Miami. He'd be like a second-tier guy. If I could bring in a big guy and him under him, I'd certainly consider it. Low to medium flow.
Yeah.
Low to medium, only because, one, he hasn't done it. Two, I like the guy. He's okay. He gives us some depth, gives the Phillies some depth. But that's just depth. I don't think he moves the needle for this team. He's not enough.
Yeah. Doesn't strike out a lot of guys.
He's not enough as the number one guy.
Right.
No,
right.
He's not. Correct.
Dennis
If
Santana.
that's the only move you make, I think the fans and the team itself will be pretty disappointed.
They'll make a bigger move than that. I think they're going to throw.
Take him as a secondary guy. Good depth.
I think they're going to throw something big at the Orioles for Bautista. But I'm sorry, I'm cutting the line here.
No. Well, let's do the two Pirate guys, David Bednar and Dennis Santana.
They both have to give you flow. Bednar's had a really good year, a tough start, but a really good year, and so is Santana. I mean, it's hard. He was. I think you have to keep this in mind. Santana was a released player by the Yankees like last year, and he's really rebounded. So, what are you getting in him? Is this an outlier season? It certainly is when you look at his career numbers and in his career on the whole. But if you could grab the hot hand, you'd certainly think about it. Bednar's medium flow. Ruben talks a lot about, can you do it in the cauldron of Philadelphia? I don't know. Pittsburgh's a lot different, but he has had some good years out there. Maybe not the same guy he was in his all-star years, but I would take him probably as my second guy. Medium flow on both guys.
I'm right with you, Jim. I'm maybe a little bit lower just because for me, I like trust guys. I'm not sure I can trust either one of these guys. And for different reasons. One, as you stated before in Santana, released player. You just don't know. Now, does he have a chip on his shoulder and wants to show the world? Maybe. Bednar, he's been there, but he's also really struggled at times. So I just don't know that I can trust them to be the guys to take this team over the top.
Both guys under control through 2026. So keep that in mind as well. Cardinals closer Ryan Helsley. He's been a name that's been mentioned forever.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, right.
They're in it. They're in
Yeah.
it. They're
Cardinals
in it.
right now are a game and a half out of the third wild card. So
I can't imagine that the fans would allow that to happen.
Yeah, Jim, what do you think?
Oh, he gives me serious flow, but if he's not going to move, then this guy led the majors in saves last year.
Yeah, he has not been as good this year, though. He has not. He's kind of a little bit of a bumpier road. So
that's all right. Relievers, they're up 1 month, they're down another.
Yeah.
Change of scenery. He'd interest me, but I don't know if he's moving.
He might interest me. He might be in the top 2 or 3 as far as interest for me. High flow. But I don't think
right. Lefty Aaron Bummer signed through 2026.
I like him a lot. You have to.
Lefty. You need a lefty. Are you going to burn your trade capital on a lefty, like a mid?
He'd be my second guy. He can't be my big scorer in the bullpen, but as a secondary guy, I would love it. I don't think the Braves would send him here. He is signed for next year, right?
Yeah, he's signed for next year.
If you could get a guy like that, that would help you this year and next year. He's nasty. Definite flow there, but I don't think I don't know if he's moving, and 2, I don't think they'd move him here.
The left-hander in the reason why I love Aroldis Chapman, and I know where Boston is because he's left-handed. On top of the fact that he's been there and done it, so I like the left-handed factor of Bummer, but he's a secondary piece. He's not the first piece.
Okay.
So solid flow. If you get him in addition to a guy who closes out, I'm in on that.
I think it's good we're examining, number 1 guys in the bullpen, big dominant guys that can shut down a ball game and set up guys because we think they need both.
The big hairy guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Big hairy beasts.
Exactly. Right-hander Seth Halverson. He signed through 2030. Got some Rockies that could be available. He doesn't have great number. I mean, ERA over 5 right now. His expected metrics are maybe like almost a run better than that. So
throws hard. Medium, low to medium, secondary piece.
Staying away from Jake Bird. Jake Bird got off. I mean, Jake Bird, remember him? He got it with Bryce Harper a couple years ago. He got off to a great start for a while there. He kind of looked like an all-star. This might solve it for you guys. Not that you guys might have been really in on him. Last 12 appearances and 11.12 ERA. So
no bueno. Out.
No flow.
No Bird. Right-hander Tyler Kinley, same thing. He's got an ERA of over 6, but his metrics are way better. His
I'll pass. Thank you, metric guy. Okay, analytics boy. Out.
We have right-hander Shelby.
You know how do you beat analytics? By getting people out. That's how you do it. that shows me analytics. Analyze that.
Analyze this. That was a movie.
Put that in your computer.
Yeah, smoke it.
Right-hander Shelby Miller. He would have been great, but he's on the injured list. And Torey Lovullo said the other day, in terms of his elbow strain, my guess is probably anywhere from coming back and pitching to being shut down and having a procedure.
No flow.
A couple of weeks ago, if they had gotten him, they'd be kicking themselves right now. All right, what about Kyle Finnegan from the Nationals? Nationals closer.
He can strike you out with a split, but you know what? I've seen him too much. And the fact that I've seen him too much, it's almost like the devil, I don't care for as much as maybe I would if I didn't see him as much.
I agree, 100%.
Because I've seen him not have success. And I've seen him struggle through some stuff. Is he a good depth piece? Yes. Is he a closer that you can count on to get 3 outs in the 9th in the playoffs? No.
I agree with you. He to me is not a guy that I want. I would feel great about if I'm the Phillies 8th, 9th inning in a huge game. Kyle Finnegan coming in again, doesn't get much swing and miss. I just feel like he's pitching in low stress situations in Washington. he would make me nervous if he was my big eighth, ninth inning pickup at the trade deadline.
Well, you guys talked me right out of him.
All right. What about Jhoan Duran from the Twins?
I'm sorry?
Your opinion? I mean, do you think the guy gives you some flow?
No, he'd be a depth piece, secondary guy. He's not my he's not my big ninth inning hammer, but he's been around a while. He's had quite a bit of success. I think he might have had a little tweak recently, if I was reading correctly. But I would talk about him. Talk to my scouts about him. I'd dig in the numbers, but it would have to be as a setup man. He's not my big hammer.
Now, Ruben, if you're calling the Nationals, right? I mean, I guess Mike Rizzo's not there anymore, so I don't know how that show is being run. But the teams go all-star closer. They just hammer that point and kind of like try to push aside any of the other concerns and say, you are trading for an all-star caliber closer. So they're going to try to get you to pay through the nose, right? I mean, I don't think he's that type of guy. We mentioned Bautista, Chapman, some of these other guys. I don't even think he's Carlos Estévez. I'd take Carlos Estévez over Kyle Finnegan.
I mean, it's basic economics, man. And really, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There may be some teams and some scouts who go, "Hey, this is the right guy for us," and they can, and they can get more out of that. Or they may have a team that gets desperate to the point where I'm going to give up way too much for this guy, but I got to have somebody. And so it's a little bit of a supply and demand thing. But at the end of the day, I just don't know whether certain GMs think equity or they think they got to win the deal. And so you have to sort of know the personality of that GM to understand, okay, is this guy just trying to get a good deal done? Or is he trying to squeeze me to the point where, he wants to beat me up? And so that's the beauty of making these deals and the difficulty of making these deals.
Yeah. What about Jhoan Duran from the Twins?
Oh my goodness, that's a double plus. Yes, double plus. Yes. Yeah.
What do you love about him?
Yes,
he's a stud. I mean, obviously he's been successful.
I mean, he's had success. I don't think that he's really pitched in. He's pitching in Minnesota, so that's a thing that he hasn't really. I don't think he's pitched in postseason play. I don't have the numbers in front of me, and that concerns me a little. But the arm is just delicious. It's delicious.
I love
we don't know if the Twins are gonna. Are the Twins gonna? Are they in or out? Are they gonna? We'll know in 10 days because
we'll know. They've got a couple arms back there that would be.
They got 4 of them. They got 4 of them. That Griffin Jax has a big strikeout arm. I mean, Duran has 2 years of control left. Griffin Jax, setup man with power, has 2 years of control left. And
I think I give up a lot. Yeah, I think I give up a lot for those guys.
And that Varland guy has 5 years of control left.
Yeah.
It's still maybe
through 2030. Yeah, he's under team control through 2030.
All 3 of those guys, big flow.
Yeah.
And the lefty, that Danny Colombe, he's had a good year.
Yeah.
Heavy flow.
Yeah. Colombe's a free agent after the season, so I guess he could come a little bit cheaper than those other 3 guys.
But if you can add him to a Duran, or you can add him to a Jax. You get 2 of those guys, man, you're doing much better.
That's a team to really watch. We got to watch that team. Because one, you don't know if they're going to stay in it, if they're going to buy or sell. I mean, if they have a really good week this week coming out of the break, maybe they hang. But if they go ice fishing in Minnesota, some of those guys are going to be on the move.
No doubt about it. Kenley Jansen, Jimmy, you've liked him in the past. You've mentioned him.
I've mentioned him in the past. I'm not sure Dave Dombrowski likes him though. So I don't know. He just continues to rack up saves. Low flow because he's old, but he's the major league's leader in saves.
Aaron done it.
Got 400 plus saves. But I think you need to shoot higher at this point.
I totally agree. Pete Fairbanks with the Rays. I mean, he might not be available. They're a game and a half out of the wild card race.
I can't imagine them being available. Can't. But you never know. It's the Rays.
Yeah, they do.
It is
They do
the
kind of surprise you from time to time. You're right about that, Ruben.
Right.
So yeah, they might have a situation where they get. I think there's a team option on Fairbanks for next season. So yeah, they might look. We're not going to bring this guy back after next year. Let's get the most we can out of him before.
Let's see how they play the next 10 days,
Right.
10 or
medium
11 days.
medium to high flow on Fairbanks.
Yeah. So just for argument's sake, if they got him to be the closer, the ninth inning guy, would that satisfy you?
I would be satisfied with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
he's got some,
he's pitched over the years in some tight situations. He's been there, sort of
Yeah.
done it. He's pitched in the AL East. It's a tough spot. I'm okay with it.
Is that the last reliever on your list?
that is.
So, okay, Todd, who is your pie in the sky?
I mean, I really love the idea of Bautista and Sir Anthony, kind of a tag team, because again, this team has really struggled without Alvarado. Just getting guys that can strike people out, get some swing and miss. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's something that this bullpen really needs, especially from the right-handed side. And so both of those guys accomplish that. And Bautista, as you mentioned with Fairbanks kind of being through it, he's pitching the American League East. So he's going out there getting saves against the Red Sox, the Rays, the Yankees, the Blue Jays. He's not really facing any cupcake lineups, and no disrespect to the
Good
AL
point.
Central or some of these other leagues, but I like the fact that he has to earn this. He has to earn his outs and his saves against some pretty good lineups on a consistent basis.
Very good point. Ruben, who is the apple of your eye?
I'd love to get the two guys in Minnesota. I think I love the two Baltimore guys. I'd like to take their back two guys, Jackson and Duran. I like it. That would be really special for me. I like it.
I like that combination too. I also like the Baltimore. I think Bautista. I just have this feel that Bautista could be the guy because of where the Orioles are. Because they really need to add some starting pitching, and if Mick Abel's in that deal, you might be able to get something done. And yeah, I like the idea of Sir Anthony coming back for a return engagement. He's a known commodity. He struggled last year. He had some injuries, but man, he's dealing now. High strikeout rate. I think you could do a lot worse than having those two guys. But the Minnesota guys, if they put up the for sale sign, then I would be all over that like a duck on a June bug. And it looks like the Clevelands are going to hang on to their guys. But if they, that could be posturing. And if they throw open the for sale sign at the last minute, I got to be in on that as well.
Hey, so would you give up Painter in any of those deals?
No, I'm hanging on to Painter. I'm just
Yeah.
hanging on to Painter. He's, big talent, lot of ballyhoo. You've put a lot of time and effort into his rehab, and you've identified him as a future pillar. Run the play. Let's see what he looks like when he gets here. And it doesn't have to be this year that you make your judgment. I'm making my judgment on Painter, next year, the year after, the year after, the year after. Could be a pitching staff, starting pitching staff in transition as soon as next year with Ranger possibly leaving. I got to have people ready to move in, and Painter for me, I want to see what he can do.
If you had a crystal ball, and you were going to win the World Series by making that deal, Painter for the two guys in Baltimore, would you do it?
Oh,
Just Painter. And I'm winning the World Series?
Yes.
Well, it's all about winning the World Series.
Yeah,
I would do anything to win the World Series.
I would trade anybody to win the World Series.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering where you were. Okay. On your thought process.
I always say I'd trade anybody depending on the opportunity. If you're telling me and guaranteeing me that the opportunity is indeed a parade down Broad Street, have at it.
Thank you.
But I don't have a crystal ball.
Well, so that's the pictures.
I was just curious.
We're gonna get to the outfielders in a second, but the Phillies begin the second half of their season on Friday night against the Angels, And if you can't get down to the ballpark, you can always stop by Park Casino, or if you're watching from home, you can have a little fun on your phone too as well. Right, Ruben?
Yes, you can. You guys know how much I love making that trip to Parks Casino. I mean, and I am happy to tell you about Bet Parks. It is the online casino and sport book from Parks Casino, and it brings you all the action and excitement from the casino in the palm of your hand. They have something called live betting, and live betting is better on the Bet Parks app. You can bet game combos, player performances, and more on the Bet Parks app. And for me, they have this thing called the Bet Wire is now live right inside the Bet Parks app. You got to think about it as like a TikTok for people who love sports betting a little bit more than maybe dance tracks. Bet Wire is the all new sports betting live feed right inside the Bet Parks app with quick videos, hot takes, game predictions, and more from sports betting content creators all across the country. It is great stuff. You can play games on this thing, Huff and Puff, Mega Fire Blaze, the Flintstones, and new users can actually get up to a $1,000 back. See betparks.com for T's and C's. You must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, I hope you don't, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You love to play. You love to win. You bet Parks.
Hey, have you heard of Built? No? Do you pay rent? Yes? Okay, good. Let's talk. There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and much more. When you pay rent through Built, you unlock two powerful benefits. First, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points on rent every month. No matter where you live or where your landlord is, your rent now works for you, and you gain access to exclusive neighborhood benefits in your city. Built's neighborhood benefits are things like extra points on dining out, complimentary post-workout shakes, and much more. Unique experiences that only Built members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Built points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for? Start paying rent through Built and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbuilt.com/foul. That's joinbilt.com/FOUL. Make sure to use our URL so that they know we sent you.
Talking bats. Let's talk bats.
Ooh.
Let's start off with a guy we've been asked about a lot the past couple of years, Luis Robert Jr. Ruben.
I'm out.
There we go.
Flow.
Yeah,
Out.
I mean, unless they gave him away, like literally, what if they called him up and said, "Listen, we'll give him to you for your number 20 prospect in the system, maybe a future middle reliever who's
I
4
could be
years
wrong.
away."
Listen, he could go nuts. He can come over here and go nuts and listen. Love the fact that the energy here in Philadelphia and the whole 9 yards, but boy, you're taking a chance on a guy who's very talented, uber talented, but has never performed. Never performed.
What's his money?
Okay, at some point. Was it 3 years ago was the last time he performed? I mean, obviously people are picking him apart right now. And he's just not, he hasn't been, is he hitting 200?
He's hitting 190, 599 OPS. He's got a team option for next year in 2027. So, I mean, technically he could be a free agent after the season. So I don't know how,
I mean, if they hand him to you, and you want to stick him in the outfield to see if he does something, great. But I don't think he's not a guy I would invest in.
I mean, can you imagine trading for him and pitching that like we think he's a change of scenery guy, and then he does terribly? I mean, oh man, that would be such a crazy move in my opinion. Adolis Garcia from the Rangers.
He's got like a OPS in the 600s. He hasn't done much in 2 years. I'm not on it.
Same thing. I think that's a guy that you trade him and you go, oh, maybe he's a bounce back candidate, but bounce back. It's not like he's been playing on a crappy team for the last 4 or 5 years. He's on a super talented team and he's just not producing. That to me is some serious red flags. So I would stay away.
I agree, but I would take him over Luis Robert.
Oh, yes, no doubt.
Without question.
Yep. I agree with you there. Ramon Laureano. You could be part of that. You could be part of that
Games.
3-team Orioles package.
Yeah.
He's got some numbers.
I'll go down to my RAV4 and pick them up. The three of them. Bautista can ride in shotgun, Sir Anthony and Laureano in the back, and we'll stop at Woody's in Northeast Maryland, get some crab cakes on the way back.
Not Woody's in Philly, though.
Different Woody's in Philly.
Different Woody's. Okay.
Different Woody's. 280. So Ramon Laureano, 284, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs. Now he's a free agent after the season, but I mean, he hits right now 867 OPS.
He might have to play him every day, Laureano. He's hitting that well.
Okay. Yeah.
How well is he hitting against left-handers? I'm kind of curious
He's
about that.
not hitting. He's hitting right. He's better, but he's having a good year across the board, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Byron Buxton.
Well, I would love Byron Buxton, but
he came out and said he's not going anywhere.
Right.
He said he's not waiving his no trade. He's got a good contract, but he said he's not
in Minnesota for life.
Yep, he got that no trade clause. So good point.
Now, as a GM of the Phillies or president of baseball ops for the Phillies, how do you say you really think you can get him anyway? Do you waste the time and the resources to pursue that deal? I mean, it's a little. This is not exactly the same. But remember Oswalt in 2010. He had a club option. He's like, I'm not waiving my no trade unless I get my option picked up. I'm not doing it. And I think, obviously
I pushed it and I did it. And I'll tell you why. Because if there's a chance to get a guy like that, you think he's going to be a difference maker for you? If you truly think that there's a chance, you push. You push until you get him. If you can't get him, you can't get him. And then you move on. But I would still give it a shot. I mean, if I was sitting in Dave Dombrowski's seat, I'd give it a shot. And I know he's been injured, but I'd give it a shot.
Don't you think they probably have? I'm sure they have given it.
I'm sure they have. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying.
I'm sure they'll continue to it, because if you're talking to them about relievers, you end every conversation with, I'd still like to talk about Buxton. And then maybe you go back door and you call up the agent on the secret bat phone and you have a little conversation with him.
I would never think of doing anything like that, Jim, ever.
Okay.
That would never happen. I mean, the thing is, he's to me, that would be the move that would just be an all in. We're going to go for it this year. Cause if he stays healthy, man, you have another dynamic hitter in that lineup.
But you still need a big arm at the back of the bullpen. Now you've gutted your farm system.
That's okay. I'll take Buxton and Duran, and I'll take it home to the house. And I would trade Painter for that.
I'd have to think. Yeah,
there you go. Painter would be on the move, and it would have to take him.
That would be the opportunity.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Tyler O'Neill.
Then you better win this year. Tyler O'Neill, I always liked him, but he gets hurt all the time. Is he off the IL?
He's off the IL. He's 3 for 22 since coming back from the IL earlier this month. So he's
he's owed a lot of money. No flow.
Yeah. I would just run. I would run from that.
The only way I would do that if they take back a significant amount of the money that he's owed in the next 2 years. I know it's the first year in the contract. I would take the money back, knowing that he's going to be on the IL for at least half of that the rest of that contract, because that's how it's going to happen with him. But I take him because when he's hot, he can carry a team. But it would all be all about how much money I get back on it and not investing too much of a trade collateral for him.
How about a 2 for Mason Miller and Brent Rooker?
Like him, but you got a DH.
Where does Rooker play?
Well, exactly right. I mean, he's played.
And I don't want to put Schwarber in left.
Correct. I mean, he'd be a tremendous bat to have in the lineup. He's played 13 games in the outfield this season. He wasn't even playing in the outfield last. He wasn't playing in the outfield last season either. So if the A's are going to,
if you're not going to sign Schwarber, I'd get him. But I want to sign Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to sign Schwarber, I'd push hard and let Schwarber play left field for the rest of this season. Put him in a DH slot and then have him be my DH going forward. A signed DH. Now, that's a possibility. That's thinking outside the box. But you got to think about the fact that you're going to be no longer with Kyle Schwarber after this season.
Yeah. For that reason,
Is that worth it?
Not for me. It's not. I would roll the dice and go into free agency with Kyle Schwarber unsigned, hoping that I can bring him back rather than basically just end it right there with that trade. Jhoan Duran from the Red Sox signed through 2028.
Like to play a lot.
I
like him.
I don't know if they're moving him because of this 10-game winning streak. He's
Correct.
a real energy guy in this winning streak, and they might need him to. They think they can make the postseason now. Though I mean, they're on the playoff grid. They probably hard to see them moving him.
I know he's left-handed, but still sort of a perfect guy, personality-wise, to play in Philadelphia for me. Like him.
Brian Reynolds from the Pirates. He's had a down year. Signed through 2030 or under team control through 2030. Club option 2031.
Has not produced this year at all.
Got a little unlucky. He's been a little unlucky.
Low flow. I think that this guy, I'm going to have medium flow, and I'm going to tell you why. I think that this guy has had enough of playing on a shitty team. I think he's had enough of it. He knows he's not going to win. I think he wants to get out of there and go play for a winner. And when he plays left field every day for the fighting Phillies, he's going to help them win. I'll take him.
Not bad.
And I'll stick him in left field for a long time. And then my center fielder is going to end up being Crawford for a while.
He signed for a long time. What's he signed for?
Signed through 2030. There's a team option for 2031. So you'd have your, they're going to be losing Castellanos.
I like him.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
Taylor Ward.
Low flow. He's out there every year. Never moves.
Yeah.
Streaky as hell.
I mean, yeah, he's a big power guy, but everything else isn't really there. Yeah, very streaky. To me, that'd be a guy you get him right, and he hits a couple home runs early, and then the playoffs comes around and he's swinging and missing and everything. You're going, oh my gosh, what just happened?
And we got another one of these guys. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit different. Eugenio Suarez.
I think he might be going to the Yankees, and too many moving parts to get him to third base. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, we kind of touched on him the other day, right? I mean,
good bat.
Yeah.
Hit a lot of home runs in June.
Take the bat. Where are you going to play him?
Yeah.
Exactly
not playing first. Not
playing you can't move third. Bryce. Bryce is not moving middle of the season, and I'm not sure Bryce is ever moving, so hard to do.
Right. Last name on my bat.
The square peg, round hole, or vice versa.
Yeah. Right. I get that. The last name on my bat hitter list is Harrison Bader.
Having an okay year with Minnesota.
Yeah.
Playing in left field a little bit.
26.
I'm not a Bader guy.
You're not a Bader guy? 11 home runs.
I'm a Mr. Bader guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
767 OPS.
I don't think he's that good of an outfielder. I think he's a terrible center fielder.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say terrible. I don't think he's that good of a center.
So again, if you could snap your fingers and make something happen of all those names we just went through.
Well, in a perfect world, you'd
Byron
take Buxton. But
Buxton and Duran, let's go.
That would be that would be a move that would get everybody excited. That would get the guys in the bullpen excited. That would get the guys in the rotation. That would get that whole team would be so juiced to have Buxton. Where would you hit Buxton in that lineup?
Be bold.
Yeah.
You're going to take five guys to get him. 5 guys to get those 2 guys.
Correct. Trade them all.
Could you do it without giving up Andrew Painter?
Trade them all. If you could do for Abel, Crawford, Aiden Miller, Taitt, and Escobar. Go on.
That's 4 top 100 prospects and 1 former top 100 prospect.
Done.
And then you have to.
But
then
I'm
you
a
have
gunslinger, man.
You have to say prayers that Buxton stays healthy. I know he's having a great year.
Yeah.
Love
and he
to
won't.
have him.
And he won't. But he's a dynamic player when he is.
Yeah. You think that the fact that he's got so many years left in
That's gunslinging.
I love it, Ruben. I love it.
Ruben, your energy is much better than your internet tonight.
No, that might be my internet. Actually, I don't know.
I think it's his internet.
I don't know.
Mine's good.
Whose internet. I don't know whose internet it is, but
it must be the trade deadline. It gets you fired up, Ruben.
I love trade deadlines, man. Nothing like it, especially when you're buying.
Ruben, real quick before we go, so give us when you were making these, 2009, you're getting Cliff Lee, right? You're trying to get Cliff Lee. You're trying to get Roy. How often during the day are you actually talking to these GMs? Is it just all text? Is it email? Is it phone calls? How often are you reaching back out to them? Is it like, I'll get back to you tomorrow? Somebody else reaches out. What's that like real quick?
It's nonstop nowadays because it's automatic as far as the text is concerned. I mean, I like talking, but the texting became a real issue and a real thing later on as towards the end of my tenure. A lot of texting just to set things up, just to talk and then call. To me, this is nonstop, man, 24/7 for about 2 weeks, baby. Let's go. Time to go. My favorite time. Really fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's an exciting time. And, if you're the Phillies, see what they can do at the trade deadline here. So, yeah.
We covered a lot of names.
We did.
If they trade for somebody that wasn't on our list, we're gonna feel like losers.
Well, you know what's funny though is Jim. You know what's so funny?
Game. The beauty of the game.
But Jim, I was literally thinking about this. I said, if we were doing this last year, we never
have Tanner Banks on.
We
there.
never would have talked about Austin Hayes.
Austin Hayes or Tanner Banks.
Was Austin Hayes mentioned anywhere with the Phillies or ever connected to the Phillies? Was anybody going, you know what they should go out? They should go out and get Austin Hayes. Then they got Austin Hayes.
Hey,
so last year I feel like there wasn't.
I know fans were clamoring for like the big names and top of the. The bottom line is this: if they help you win, it doesn't matter what the name is. Honestly, you love to have the name and the pedigree. I believe in that, but at the end of the day, it's about who is going to contribute to this team. And if they feel like there's other people out there that can do that, more power to them, man. It's all about bottom line. It's a bottom line game, baby. It's win, baby, and that's it.
I feel like the last couple of years they were kind of in the market for more marginal guys. And this year it is very, very clear they need a hammer at the back of the bullpen. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think the focus is so much on bigger names this year.
It'll be fun to see what happens. Guys, that was fun.
It's going to be
that was a long one. Long podcast.
It's fun, though. It's talking trades, going through all these names. We'll see where they end up.
Well,
we'll be back next. We'll be back next week. We'll talk Angels. We'll be talking more trades. A lot of stuff coming up.
Smell you later, boys.
Be smelling you, Jim.
The Philly Show is brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Subscribe to The Philly Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. If you like us, give us a review. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Threads. Find Ruben's analysis before, during, and after Phillies games on NBC Sports Philadelphia, on the Sports Radio 94 WIP Morning Show, and MLB Network. Find Jim at allphly.com. Find me at MLB.com, the Phillies Beat newsletter, and MLB Network.